Chief Sylvestre Gnakale, would you care to just give your overview on the status quo as a cultural leader, paramount chief of Côte d'Ivoire in Africa? You have an exceptional voice. Please address the court on the status quo.
This is pandemic case is a serious matter for us, because when the coronavirus broke out in China and in Italy, then it came to Europe, African didn't have any case at all. And we did not believe that he was coming there. I personally did not believe that we will know this case in Africa, because we don't have any 5G antenna there yet. And if we don't have 5G antennas, then this coronavirus couldn't reach Africa. But we were really surprised when we understood from the Secretary General of United Nations talking about being concerned with Africa. We did not understand why, instead of being concerned with Europe, with Italy, with Spain, they start talking about Africa. Then the French President Emmanuel Macron, in a visit in Alsace, where he went to speak about a hospital, a military hospital. He then spoke to the French doctors, French scientists, to go to Africa and show the know-how about this disease. So I start thinking, what is really going on? Because so far, Africa is not really linked to this disease. We know that all those pandemics are always starting from Africa. We know Ebola, we know HIV, but this coronavirus did not start in Africa. So how come all the world leaders are talking about concern with Africa? Then I start receiving phone calls from back home, villages. The chief from a village are complaining because the vaccination started already in the village. People were going around in village. One of my village called Siegweku, the chief wanted to understand why they were having agents going to give vaccine to children from 6 to 13 years old. They did not understand what was going on. Then I said to them, just speak to the authority over there. They then caught those agents and they went to the authority in the cities. Then they found out that those people were working for organization owned by Bill Gates, and they were released. Those are things that you will not see, you will not hear about in the media. So people are already giving vaccine in my villages. So this is a serious concern, because I don't believe if there is, at this stage, there is a vaccine for corona. But they are giving vaccine in my villages. Some videos and phone calls that I received saying that 7 children died in Senegal, a village near Dakar, where people went to vaccinate children in a compound. 7 of them died on streets after the vaccination. I received also videos and phone call from Ivory Coast, a small village near Abidjan, the capital city called Anono. The government sent agents accompanied by police to build up some tent for vaccine. The chief of village refused. The whole youth refused, they were backing the village authority. Then they were from 7 o'clock in the morning till 7. So I don't really understand what is going on. So if this tribunal can do something about it, because no one can speak about it if the authority is already planning this mass vaccination in Africa. I don't understand. So I just address this court to try and find a solution for what's happening really in Africa.
I think what one of the pieces that needs addressed with our chief and Africa is that this is rather related to what happened probably with the AIDS and the HIV vaccines before. There is a component that is we'll call recombinant or spliced in. This is a bat coronavirus, but it's also it's recombinant. It does not occur in nature. So this was a lab created virus, and the patents have been issued to Purebright Institute, which is owned by Gates Foundation. So that I think is some of the background information for that piece.
It's a paradox because we have found the solution of these diseases, but we've always been a victim of vaccine that we're not used to. We even have the Edwin Smith papyrus that is from our ancestors to deal with all these pandemics. So we have a solution of this, but because we are with leadership that is already member of the Freemason, we cannot do anything because everything is imposed onto us. But we have all the solutions, even our healers, they can cure this disease. So what we really are waiting for is this deep state pandemic. I mean, these people, just the system to end. But we know also that is the end of the system. Because when we see children being abused, children are part of the divine world. So what is happening now, we know because it happened to us in the past, then it's the end of the system. So we don't just push an old woman to see how far she can fall. That's why we're not saying anything, but she's falling. And that's all I would have to say.